us this evening to unpack this hashtag is the Fathers Matter project manager, Zama Bongo Mujalefa. Thank you so much for joining us. Zama Bongo, welcome to African Diaries.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we are still within the frame of 16 Days of Activism, a global movement observed here in South Africa as well. And one thing that struck me about the hashtag, what can I do, is that it felt very tangible. Walk me through what can I do is about.
For us, it's come to the point, like you said, we can't have any more dialogues or any more gatherings about the scourge of GBV in our country. We need to be taking action. And it's also important to not wait for other people, not wait for mass action. The time to wait for that mass movement to happen is over. It's what can I, as Zama Bongo, do in my corner? How can I help the people in my corner to make a change? And what can I do in my corner to be able to protect a child, to protect a woman, so that they do not face gender-based violence or are not harassed in the workplace, or children are not bullied in the playground, because that is where it starts. So it is daily actions that I can take every day as I wake up, be intentional, go into my space, show up, and actually stand up against the scourge. For men in particular, it is calling out your friends that catcall women in the street. It is actually stopping conversations that are leading towards toxicity, that are leading towards certain thoughts in certain of your friends, and actually perpetuating that GBV is okay. So it's those small actions that will make us turn this around.
Zama Bongo, I want to talk about who this campaign is targeted at. You gave examples for various kinds of folk, and I'm asking this question specifically to conscientize an individual who's listening now, to say that you too are part of the solution.
This is an action for every single person in South Africa. In my house, it's for my two little kids. I've got a 10-year-old and I've got a 14-year-old boy. It is, how are they showing up at home? What are we doing with my young boy? Are we teaching him about consent? Are we teaching him about how to recognize being cyberbullied? Can he recognize when he is bullying other kids? Maybe sometimes he thinks he's joking and things like that. It's me as a woman seeing how I am showing up for other women in my space that I think might be facing such actions in their lives, and how my husband shows up for his community, his friends in the workplace. How is he protecting vulnerable people around him? So it is every single person doing their part, because we got here because everyone was in some way involved. And yes, this, because we are Fathers Matter, this is a campaign that focuses on men and father figures. How can those men and father figures show up in their spaces, teaching young men about consent, about boundaries, about respect, stopping conversations that degrade women, encouraging other positive and active male figures in children's lives to be more intentional in how they show up in those kids' lives, go into mentorship roles, not just say, I am a role model and keep it there, but how do they actually show up and pass on values and skills, and joining communities that promote healthy masculinity.
The voice there of the Fathers Matter project manager, Zama Bongo Mujalefa, joining us this evening. If you want to send through your questions concerning this campaign, what can I do? Find us on WhatsApp +276340691 126. Of course, this is amid the 16 days of activism that started on the 25th of November and will come to an end tomorrow, the 10th of. Let's talk about your take on the digital space. I think that was a very creative one. We started off by saying that conversations don't necessarily get things done, yet we are taking a digital approach to this campaign. Talk to us about that.
This is a very exciting initiative from our side. With Fathers Matter, we not only in the space of just using our website, our films, and also in social media. But we have said, what about the men who are not able to speak, that are not given the opportunity to be vulnerable? A lot of people talk about weaponized incompetence. Men are not changing nappies because, they just don't want to, and things like that. And we are saying, how about we have a different conversation? Because women are tired. Women are tired of answering the same questions over and over. And I think sometimes that fatigue comes across as, now I'm being aggressive, I don't want to know. So we as Heartlines have said, you know what? Let's give men, father figures, a coach in their pocket. And that's our WhatsApp coach. Our WhatsApp coach gives that encouragement, weekly nudges to say, you can do this. It speaks to men's mental health. Some men are not even aware because of how culturally they have been brought up, how society has really helped to grow them. They are not aware that some of the things they are doing are harassment. So you have a coach where you can go and say, is this what I'm doing in the workplace considered harassment? You can ask the coach questions like that. You as a father figure can go on coach and say, how do I teach this young boy to trust his inner voice and be confident and not use these bullying tactics to get himself through to people. So you can ask these questions, you can get weekly nudges, you can also get skills through WhatsApp Coach. We have short form videos that you can get off your phone. You can also get content from other of our stakeholders that work in this space, that have conversations with men. And also we have conversations for women around why men matter in children's lives. So women can also go on the coach. And if you want to have the WhatsApp coach on your phone, please save the number 060-058-2107. Save that number in whichever way would be easy for you. For a lot of us, we just save it as Fathers Matter Coach or the Dad Coach. It's 060-058-2107, and immediately you will see the word hi. Press send, and the coach will start talking to you. You can ask your first question, or you can say, I have a child that's 6 years old. Do you have any tips around a child that's 6 years old? Or I have a question about my masculinity. You can ask whatever question and coach will cover it.
Zama Bongo, for those who are trying to take the number down, let's say that number's slower, yes?
Slower. It's 060-058-2107.
And do people across the globe have access to this coach?
If you have WhatsApp, you have access to this coach.
And lastly, what are the privacy policies, especially because people are going to come and be vulnerable, and perhaps they've done some very scrupulous things. They've done some really serious bad stuff. However, they want to find a way to relay what it is they're going through. What's the context for that? What are the privacy policies around that?
So with WhatsApp Coach, it's only when you want to, you give us the information that you want to give us. It does work better for you as a support tool towards behavioral change if you do give us as much information as you can so that we can assist you and we can put the correct measures in place. I will not lie and say we are just going to let any question run. If we feel that a child is being harmed, there is someone being harmed, we do have disclaimers in place in WhatsApp Coach that your conversation will be flagged. And if we deem it very serious, it will be flagged. But most of the questions that are coming through WhatsApp Coach are people that really just need help. They need advice. They need tools on how to do things in life. And we have put safeguarding measures in there where in the past few months, people that have faced mental health crises have made contact with the coach and asked questions to say, hi, I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling like I can make it through the day. And we have helped them to connect to help in those cases. But also with WhatsApp Coach, to make it accessible to everyone, we have made it available in 6 of the South African languages. Unfortunately, it is a South African app, so we have made it available in isiZulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, English, and Sesotho, Sepedi. So we've made it available in accessible South African languages, and we will continue to add other languages as we make sure that we make it into a standardized dialect. So yeah, there are safeguarding measures that have been put there. We do have people on the other side. It is not just you talking to the machine. We have people on the other side that are controlling the conversations.
Zama Bongo, our context has changed. No longer do we live in a world where people identify as women and men. There are multiple forms of identity when it comes to gender and sexual preference. And so, how are you catering for the LGBTQI plus community?
For us, with the Fathers Matter campaign, it is very much child-centered. With Fathers Matter, we are saying the caregiver that is identifying as the woman in the relationship that is taking on the identity of a woman has to be actively, positively present in a child's life. The men, the father figures are important in a child's life. So it does not matter what the relationship with the partner is for us. It is always about the child. It's about how the child is brought up and that the child is having influence from both the mother figure and the father figure in the child's life. So in some cases, you have children that do not have parents, biological parents, and the caregiver, whether it is a granny or it's a grandfather or it's an aunt, it's an uncle, those we are speaking to. We are saying you need to be actively, positively present in a child's life to safeguard them against harm, to prevent them from being exposed to violence. That is our message.
Zama Bongo will park it here for now. I must just say props to you and your team for this new campaign. I do hope that it sees success in all form.
Thank you so much for having us.